So the first time I went to therapy, I was like 9. And if I'm being truthful, if I'm being real with you guys, if I'm keeping it 92 plus 8 dog, I don't really remember fucking shit from it besides laughing about something and then crying for like the remaining hour, which to be honest with you, that's not much different like nowadays as an adult seeing my therapist. So I have been hesitant to tell this story because when I have told it to people in real life, they treat me like I'm a victim, I guess, which I'm not. Because in the words of Bill Burr, it's funny when it happens to a man. But no, another thing was I didn't want this to give off the same energy as like, in the news when there's a story about when a teacher is caught sleeping with a student or whatever. Then you have the comments of the guy with like no profile pic, first name, bunch of numbers, and they say, "Damn, where were these teachers when I was in school?" I don't want to give off that energy because that's just not who I am. Like, listen, this is my whole thing. I'm just along for the ride. I just want to tell a good fucking story. That's really it. Like, if I'm not dead, I really don't give a fuck about many other things. So, no, I'm not a victim. I would like to add that this is my first time returning to therapy in several years. I went when I was a younger adult and I just stopped going. And I felt like my life was like at a crisis at this point. And a little foreshadowing, my life got 10 times shittier after this, but that's besides the point. Like, I just had, I don't want to say gotten clean because I smoke weed every day, even though it's prescribed to me, and I don't really do anything else. But I pretty much stopped taking opiates. And anybody who, like, quits doing a drug after, like, a long time of doing it, it's you kind of have like an awakening. Like there's no like timetable of when this happens. It could be very soon after, it could be years after, it could, I don't know, never happen. I don't know. But it's kind of like when you just experience things like your vision, like it's like 240p, 360p ass, like YouTube quality from 2008. And then bam, fucking 4K. And it's overwhelming. And that's kind of how I felt at this period. Like I felt like I needed to do something. I even went to one AA/NA class and I thought I had a problem. And to be honest with you, they didn't like me because I told them I still smoked weed. Probably other things too. But I thought, like, I just tried to do different shit because there was nothing in my mind that I could, like, fix. I don't know. I just felt like going to therapy was a good idea. And it was. And this isn't meant to deter anybody from going to therapy. If anything, I'm pro-therapy. I think if your life is perfect, if you think your life is perfect, I think therapy could still probably do something for you. And obviously, if you're dealing with a very serious life situation or just had something happen to you, talking to somebody, being very honest with you helps a ton, because when you're in your head and when your thoughts aren't like heard out loud to somebody else, sometimes just opening your mouth can help you. And this is coming from somebody who at many times won't open my mouth. So that's my best advice that I could give to anybody. If your life is perfect, therapy is awesome. If your life is fucked, if you think you're going to die, whether it be the hand of you or somebody else, therapy is obviously a good option. But the most important thing about therapy is you need to find a therapist that will work with you, and not just a therapist that will challenge you, is what I'm saying, while obviously still being empathetic and like all that shit, whatever. You just have to find the right therapist for you. So the day finally comes for my appointment, and even before I got diagnosed with this, I kind of already knew I had some kind of anxiety or like panic disorder. Come to find out, I did get officially diagnosed with that on top of BPD. And when people ask me what BPD is, they'll be like, is it bipolar depression or like borderline personality disorder or like bipolar disorder? And my answer is always yes. So I get into the office, I sign in, whatever. I get called back to my therapist's office. She talks to me for a couple minutes. She tells me to sit down on, what is that called? The thing? The couch? We're just going to call it the thing. So I sit down on the thing. And that's not weird. But what is weird is usually a therapist sits down like across from you. No, she just sat down on the thing next to me. Like, dude, our fucking thighs are touching. And I felt kind of like weird at first, and I realized I'm just like, all right, whatever, dude, I don't care. So I kind of just zone out. And like I was saying earlier, how my current sessions are probably not much different than the whole laughing about something and sobbing uncontrollably for 45 minutes or whatever I said. I remember we were going into like talking about my dad who had recently passed away and just like stuff about that. And it's kind of just out of nowhere. She touches me, let's say, not inappropriately. She puts her like hand on my thigh. Now, this could mean one of two things. I'd say mostly one thing, but I guess it could be on an off chance. So this woman is Italian as fuck. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, there's just like a stereotype that Italian women are like really touchy. And to be honest with you, I can kind of validate that stereotype. That has definitely happened to me. I definitely have caught on to that. So maybe she was being touchy. I don't know. But she like said something right at the end. She just like commented on like how I looked. Like she just said how like, I can't remember the word she used. I don't remember she said, I don't know what the word. Basically, her saying that she thought I was, like, cute or whatever. I don't know. I didn't really think much of it because the way my mind works is if something fucked up happens to me, I just prefer to not think about that fucked up thing. And then I don't realize how fucked up that thing was until, like, years later. Like what I'm doing exactly right now. So there was some wherewithal in me because I realized like, hey, this is not cool. So I contact the like network, the like therapy network, and I kind of tell them. I didn't tell them exactly what happened. I don't know why. Like I don't know why am I like this? Why can't I just tell when something fucked up happens to me, like to somebody that could do something about it? Like I always feel like I'm the victim. I don't know. Like it's just, this is why I need therapy. This is why I need fucking medication. But anyway, I pretty much told him, I said, hey, I don't think this therapist is like a good fit for me. And it's kind of on their, it's kind of their fault because I think they could have just asked me to like elaborate and then I would have said it. But I guess they just asked no further questions and they switched my therapist. So that was my last time seeing her. And I will say I would feel bad because there would be like maybe another person that's a real victim. However, like a year later, I kind of just looked up that office because I hadn't even lived in the area anymore. I looked up that office and her name wasn't there. So either she went to another office or she got fired for doing that same thing to somebody else. I don't know. But anyway, that's the story about how my therapist basically tried to bang me. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Peace out. Bye.